grew up in Cottonwood Heights, Utah, although it wasn't Cottonwood Heights when I was raised in it. It was technically an unincorporated area of Salt Lake City. My childhood, I remember being lots of fun. My family was very big on camping and going on trips. We had yearly trips that we took to Yellowstone, yearly trips we took to Lake Powell. We spent a lot of time not at home during my childhood. I still claim to this day that I never actually decided to become an attorney. So I started looking into graduate schools, and I was studying to take the GRE to get into graduate school. And a friend of mine that I worked with was listening to a podcast that prepared you to take the LSAT, which is the entry exam to get into law school. So one day I was just hanging out with her working and listening to these, and she said, "Hey, you're really good at this. You should take the LSAT." And I was like, "Why would I want to take the LSAT? Like, I don't want to be a lawyer." But she kept bugging me about it, so I finally decided to take it just to get her off my back, basically. So I studied a little bit and took it and got my results and thought, "Oh, that's fun," and kind of put them away. So then I started looking into graduate school and looking into programs, and I didn't like any of the programs, and none of them were where I wanted to be or what I wanted to be doing, and they just didn't really appeal to me. So then I thought, well, I took this LSAT, so I started looking into law school and found some that seemed really interesting and exciting. So I ended up applying and going to law school, and found once I got to law school that I really liked it, so I became an attorney. When I was doing my undergrad work, I studied international studies, not because I particularly had a strong desire to do that, but because it was time to graduate, and that was what I had all of my credits in, so it seemed like a logical thing to do. I also have a minor in women's study, and the most interesting thing about my family is there's 10 and a half years between two of my younger brothers, so there's a wide spread. My oldest sister just turned 40, and my youngest brother is still in high school. As my sister pointed out, we have one in the 40s, a couple of us in our 30s, one in their 20s, and one in their teens still. So we got all the decades covered. For fun, it depends on how much time I have. My biggest thing that I like to do for fun is to travel. I've been to, I think, 25 countries. And so if I can take the time off, I always like to travel. Or, like I said, go to Yellowstone, Lake Powell, those kinds of things. If I have shorter time, I like reading a lot, and I also like going out hiking and spending as much time in the mountains as I possibly can. I have lots of favorite books currently. Right now, I pretty much read anything that comes along. I'm in the middle of reading Elizabeth Smart's book about her experiences. When I was a child, my favorite book was The Witch of Blackbird Pond, which probably had to do with the fact that I was born on Halloween, so I like anything sort of Halloween related. I also really like The Alliance. My favorite movie is anything done by Hitchcock, mostly his later works though, because some of his earlier ones before he got into kind of the suspense genre are kind of boring, but any of his suspenseful ones. My favorite food is ice cream, and I don't have a favorite flavor, except for it has to have chocolate in it. I'm also of the theory that the more stuff you put in it, the better. And specific kind of ice cream would be Leatherby's. If I could go anywhere in the world, I would go to either Madagascar or North Dakota. I would go to North Dakota because it is the only state that I have not been in. I've been in all the other states except for that one. And I've just always wanted to go to Madagascar since I was a child.